Now, a former Deputy Director General of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Savannah Agriculture Research, CSIR SARI, Professor Roger Mountain, has raised concerns about the government's plans to establish farm banks as a strategy to boost agricultural productivity. He argues that while access to farm banks is important, it should be a fundamental provision for farmers rather than a key policy focus of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Daniel Dromensa of the news desk has more for us.
As part of efforts to modernize agriculture and enhance productivity, the government has committed to establishing farm banks in key agricultural zones. This initiative is designed to facilitate access to land, irrigation, and other essential resources while encouraging young people to take up farming. During his vetting before Parliament Appointment Committee, Minister for Food and Agriculture Eric Opoku reaffirmed the government's commitment to this initiative.
Normally, people encounter a lot of difficulties accessing land for agricultural purposes. We want to make agriculture attractive to the youth and everybody in this country. So we will want to acquire the land, prepare the land for agricultural purposes, then hand over the land to prospective investors so we can increase production and drive our nation towards food sufficiency.
The former Deputy Director General of CSIR SARI, Professor Roger Canton, believes the government should prioritize providing high-quality seeds and fertilizers to farmers rather than focusing on farm banks.
There are more important policy issues that will enhance agricultural production, productivity, efficiency, and profitability. And this is what every government should focus on. These are back-burner issues. We're talking about farmers don't even have seeds, improved quality seeds. There is this issue of even talking of GMOs, which we don't need. I have always stood against that. The CSIR, Council for Standard Industrial Research Institutes, Council for Standard Industrial Research, Savannah Agricultural Research, where I have worked for 31 solid years, and the Cross Research Institute, that should produce, that have excellent climate smart seeds, drought tolerant maize, that have won several awards in the African continent. We should focus on getting these things produced and given to our farmers and not to be importing seeds.
He also urged the government to ensure the availability of essential farming machinery to improve efficiency.
Most of the soils of this country are very, very acidic. And acidic soils, if you don't lime them and you apply any fertilizer, you are wasting your time. Number three, mechanization. Farmers still struggle to prepare their fields. You have to wait for months or weeks to get a tractor to come to your land and prepare the fields. So tractors are important. And here I'm talking about relevant tractors. The minister designate visited the Agric Mechanization Center that have been moved to a new area called Ayarifa. And I'm told he went and saw over hundreds and hundreds of tractors which were lying rusting under the mercies of the weather. Is that right? But the question is why? Because those tractors are not the kind of tractors we need.
Meanwhile, the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU, supports the Farm Bank initiative, stating that it will offer long-term benefits to farmers.
It's a good policy initiative that the minister is starting with. As a Nigerian economy, Ghana will boast of being an agricultural country, and over 50–60% of our people are involved in some form of agricultural practices. And for a country to be food secured, it also needs to secure its lands. And when you look at the land situation in Ghana now, acquisition of land is a problem. Land for farming is a problem. So if the minister wants to do a land use capability and classification, put a policy in that regard, is welcome.
The stakeholders have stressed the need for the government to provide quality seeds and relevant machinery for farmers. For Channel One News, I am Daniel Odro Mensah.